And now back to your regular programming.
If you speak better to yourself.
You showed up for probably the dumbest conversation we've ever had on this show.
Let's have that smile again.
Tell me how that happens. Physically should not happen.
Relax.
If you say
Give me as well.
3 times a day, God will line it up.
He's just an absolute hack, and he gets his ass kicked by his teammates every week. It's just terrible.
Sean Anderson. Today we've got a lot to talk about. Surprising week of news, contracts galore. Also update on Terry McLaurin's contract situation not going so well. And another even more surprising twist we have to get to, Shemar Stewart. Possibility for what he's going to do this season, and it is not the expected outcome. We're going to get to all this. Sean, I got to ask, how are you feeling? How's the stomach feeling since we did the Gettings Dunker Challenge yesterday and on Sunday?
I think it was, well, we'll just keep it as polite as we can.
Sure.
2 before I left work, and then 2 at work before I even started work.
That's messy.
Yeah, it's not. This is not a pleasant.
2 before you left work and 2 when you got to work.
No, 2 this morning before I even left the apartment.
How you wake up and go right out the door? Did you wake up at 5 a.m., take a dump, and then go back to sleep?
Okay, well, see, that's not very polite. But yes, woke up at 7.
When has this show ever been polite?
Woke up at 7. I'm trying to ease the listeners in, like they're getting into a nice warm bath.
They've never been eased into anything.
Well, now
so
don't
give them any decorum.
You know what? All right, jerk offs, you're getting dropped into the pot of boiling water. Yeah. 2 huge dumps right in the morning before I left. 7 a.m., 8:30 sharp. Walk out. A hot ass Hoboken walk into the city. Take the train. Still hot. Still have to go.
Wait.
Get into work. Shower. Take another before I shower.
Oh. So you worked out. Or wait, did you not work out?
No, I walked in
and then you showered.
Took it, showered, took another, and then went upstairs.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Is this like your routine that you show? So you travel to work. You've got to do a lot of walking. It's hot out. You're sweating and you're not lifting. You're not hopping in the gym. You're going to the locker room in your office's building. You are taking a shower.
Most days
you're going to work.
Most days I'm getting a nice 15-minute. If I cut myself, if I stopped being such a lazy piece of garbage, I could get
Oh, that's tough for you.
I know. Trust me. I could get 45 in clean lift right before work, shower. No one bats an eye. But I'm lazy and I sleep too long, so I get 15 little arm work, little pumpy, and then shit, and then shower, and then go to work.
Well, maybe if you took out the shit, then we would be.
You can't take it out.
We'd be fine.
I can't leave it in because I'm not. Here's the thing: I hate going on my floor. I hate going on. I'm on floor 19. Okay. Yeah, I don't like going on my floor. There's too many people that could see me exiting. It's a shameful act.
Why is it? I think it's a power move when you're walking out of the bathroom in your office. You're letting everybody know that this is my territory.
This is that's not my territory.
Marking it down.
I'm not marking it down.
I did that back when Believe had an office. I used to do that every single morning, and then some construction worker who was working on one of the offices started hopping in there.
So he marked your
he marked over my territory, and I was nothing I could do at that point. It was done.
Here's the thing with marking the territory: the second that your territory is gone, and you're sitting here, you're left without a paddle, and then you're sprinting to the elevators. I gotta find another. I got 3 real good options in my building that I'm starting to really scope out and find, the floors where.
Why don't you go? What's the highest floor?
44.
Why don't you go to 44?
Too much foot traffic up there at 44.
What's 44?
That's where all the big swinging suits are. There's a whole lunch area up there. There's too many people.
Sean, what are we doing here? What has been one of the underlying premises of this show? I don't know if that's the plural of premise or not. Real shitters, the networking involved with finding another real shitter. You want to bet that there isn't some big wig at the company, the large broadcasting entity that you work at? I will not actually. I guess it's in your bio. It doesn't really matter. You don't think that some big wig wouldn't be real impressed by the dump that you're laying down?
I don't think so.
This guy knows. He's got something. They would promote you on the spot.
We're in different categories of the real shitters umbrella. Disgusting sentence, I know. But Joe is performative, likes doing it in front of people, and somehow
I don't. I've never liked doing it. I have always valued privacy. I have always
So what's this marking your territory thing, letting everybody know this is my stall?
Well, I think that the circumstance changes when you're going in an office. So, okay, when I'm saying I value privacy in high school, never took a dump in the.
It's a death. Yeah, you can't do it.
I would hold it in until after football practice at 7 p.m. Like, wouldn't go in the morning. hold it until 7 p.m. and then I was pulling a Gettings dunker. I was showing up at the end of back at my house at the end of the day, and then I would take a dump. And then when we were playing football in college, I would get there 30 minutes early in order to get up to the higher level of the Ryan Center.
It's the only thing to do.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. But what I'm saying to you is that now you're in this opportunity to rub elbows was the word I was going to use, but I was trying to think if I could come up with rub shoes with another executive that works at your company. You have the chance to do that. Maybe spark up a conversation. Ask him what bets he's got going for today. I bet you could find.
You're not serious. You're not serious.
You can how else going? Are you gonna network?
How else? I don't know. Maybe outside of the restroom is where you would do it.
We're trying to change how society and real men interact. There is a sect of adult men that are not getting a chance to work with one another because they're not capitalizing on where the true alphas are stepping up to the plate.
If I learn who the savages are that are leaving a multiple inch long hairs in the urinals, and I can put a face or okay. I know who that person is, that hurts my impression of them. And I hope that they would feel likewise of me.
You're telling me you've never.
I don't chat it up in the bathroom.
No. That's not. I don't think I've ever actually had a conversation. Actually, I think I have. You've never taken a shit and been awfully impressed by the performance
with mine?
No, that somebody else is putting on.
Oh well, I am impressed at times. There are times where somebody's coming in and
this is the premise.
They're really letting it go. And I'll text you. I will text you immediately. Someone's putting on a show in here.
Yeah,
and they are, and it's going to be interesting. But for me, again, shameful act.
That is what created what Real Shitters is, and for anyone who is confused as hell is what we're talking about. It was Super Bowl Radio Row 2 years ago in Las Vegas. That was when the first time I brought this up. When I went to the bathroom right near the media room and I was hustling over there, I set up my laptop to upload something because the internet was slow as hell, and I ran to the bathroom after I drank my coffee. And as I'm sitting there were 3-4 different people that were making a whole lot of noise, and they were doing it proudly. And I wish I networked with those people because I bet those are winners. I bet those are real movement makers in the media industry, and I didn't get the chance to meet them.
You don't need to wave your finger at me about Real Shitters. I'm the only one on this show that has audio of them on CD of their audio of shitting.
Okay,
and that has been sold.
Yeah, that's out there. That's some weird horny stuff.
People have that, and that is it was sold.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about though. Selling the sound of yourself taking a dump for another show that somebody bought the CD of you doing that.
That's Real Shitters activity.
No, that's not Real Shitters activity.
That's not Real Shitters activity.
Some sicko bought that so they could have that sound. That's what happened there.
I'll go sound for sound with you. You want to tell me it's not real activity? I thought we were networking with the listeners.
We need to keep not problem solving. We need to keep workshopping this.
We've opened shows with incredibly topical matter, and you have said, "All right, let's get to football 3 minutes in."
I've changed my mind. Well, we're not doing the ad read today, and I decided I needed something to talk about to get the juices flowing. And I forgot by all the people who used to bitch when we didn't do live shows and we used to do recorded ones, where people used to bitch and be like, "Oh, they wasted X amount of time not talking about the first topic." I forgot how much the opening banter actually makes the show more fun.
Yeah, it's the best. It really, I'm only crushing you here because I don't have anything to fill in with a nice little ad read. This is all that we would talk about if we weren't talking football. This is what an hour of show would be, where we would do it. We got to get a basketball, by the way. If we're doing a little top of show, I think we actually have a basketball hoop, or we're going to have a basketball court at that park. Next to our building.
You think I'm playing basketball?
Yeah, we got to get one. You got to start running twos with me.
I am not playing basketball.
What do you mean?
Have you watched me play basketball?
Just check the ball up and pass it to me.
You've seen me play basketball. I am not a good basketball player. I'm 5'10" and I can't jump.
Dude, I think we're
What am I saying? And I can't shoot. What am I supposed to do out there? And I'm slow.
You got it. You just start dribbling.
You got it?
Yeah, start dribbling and then start passing.
You're going to be yelling at me when I'm losing the ball and people are taking it away from me.
Here's what I've noticed. I think we have 3 dudes early 20s on this floor that are always playing volo football and stuff like that. I got to actually get some people in this building playing basketball. You're on my team.
No, I'm not on your
team.
I'm telling you, go stand in the gym. Just go stand in there for an hour. There are a lot of tall dudes, athletic, tall-looking dudes that you should recruit to go play basketball. I don't want scrawniest honky in the building.
I want someone.
Me.
I want someone that I can coach and run a perfect game plan with.
For how quickly I get upset. You think that playing pickup basketball is a good idea for me?
You know all I want you to do? I want you to take deep shots out wide, or charge the lane, take a quick shot. I don't care if you make it or miss it because I can get the board and I can put it right back in, me bound type.
I hope that if we do this, that you take a fat elbow to the mouth.
I will.
That I'm going to get the board, and then you just get clocked in the mouth.
Here's what can't happen. I can't get dunked on. I've been avoiding getting dunked on my entire life.
You never gotten dunked on?
Dude, did I tell you about what happened when I played high school basketball? We went in to play a team in DC.
No.
We were playing this team in DC. I was one of the 2 white kids on the team. A huge white kid. The only other white kid was huge like me.
Okay.
So even layup lines, these DC hecklers were killing us. I don't know if there was a white basketball player that they didn't name, just yelling at us, torching us. First quarter I'm in. I shouldn't have been in the first quarter. First quarter I'm in. Their team takes a deep 3.
Wait, what year of school were you in?
Senior year.
Oh, you should have been in. Were you not a starter?
No.
Basketball? Oh, you weren't good at basketball?
I was good at basketball, but I wasn't better than the guys that have been playing for the last 3 years. I played until 8th grade.
I don't know you were shit.
No, I'm good, but I'm not shit. I was running with our team in college, by the way, pal. I was running on the Ryan Center court shirtless, having myself a day. Shit. I was getting and 1 buckets on Coach Kennedy.
Starting on your high school team. What does that mean?
I only started playing. I picked it up for cardio senior year to get ready for football.
All right, what were you saying?
First quarter, their guard takes a deep, high arcing 3 behind the arc. Just up there. I'm looking around and I got nobody to box out. It's not a big team, but it's a bunch of high flying dunkers. I didn't realize that yet. I'm looking at the ball. It's dropping I'm going to get the rebound. It's dropping right in front of the rim. Then it all goes dark, all above me. And somebody is flying over my head and tried to one-hand jam it on top of me, nuts to neck action. The only reason it wasn't on SportsCenter was because he clanged it off the back of the rim. If he had flushed it, it would probably be the biggest Vine highlight ever. The dude flew, Joe.
Do you have footage of this?
I'm sure there's footage of it. I'm telling you, I was standing there the biggest, dumbest refrigerator, like a prop car in the dunk contest. And this dude, 5'10",
he was 5'10",
short dude. Yeah, came up and I thought he was gonna.
What if I popped out there and I was doing that,
dude?
That's not gonna
my coach pulled me out of the game after.
I would have sent you home.
He said, "You can't let that happen." I don't think I was around the rim.
To do in that situation?
I don't know. I wasn't around the rim on defense for the rest of the game. I was just playing on the blocks.
Can't let that happen. All right, we do actually have football we have to talk about. Let's start off, Sean, talking about Trey Smith and the massive contract that he got. Now the highest paid guard in the NFL, interior offensive lineman Trey Smith for the Kansas City Chiefs. It is extremely warranted and is another example of Veach being one of the best, if not the best, general manager in the NFL. $94 million over 4 years, and the protection for Patrick Mahomes is built up and maintained. I think, though, here's one thing that we need to talk about with this. Keeping Trey Smith is key. Having Creed Humphreys there is already important, and bringing in Josh Simmons is important.
Yeah.
But do we feel comfortable enough with this offensive line going into 2025 that they're going to be able to get the job done after they had woes in the Super Bowl?
It's always a little – I think I am confident in the offensive line for the Chiefs. I think that even in bad years, they can dominate most defensive lines. They can get by. Philly had an absolute a string of monsters on the defensive line that was able to pick at their weaknesses and really pressure Mahomes. But if they're firing against an average squad, Mahomes doesn't get touched that much. If they're firing against a bad squad, they put 40 up. And I think keeping Trey Smith really helps it. You're not going to find a better guard than Trey Smith. You're just not going to walk out into the market and say, well, wow, we'll get you for $20 million. You're going to be just as good. Not a shot. Paying guards, people don't like it though. There is a weird feel. Fans hate it when their teams pay guards.
It's not money. Sexy. It's automatic. It's automatic. Like, oh, we're paying the big phone booth monster to stay on the team. That's real exciting.
Because they never see the jersey. No one's ever got the jersey of a guard, and which would rule. I'd love to see Trey Smith jerseys walking around in Arrowhead. It's an unsexy big payment, and people don't like that. I like it. I love it. I love Trey Smith. I love his game, his heavy hands, his quick feet. The way that he is just bonded at the hip with Creed Humphrey, it's perfect for the Chiefs. And Mahomes needs two guys. He needs two guys up front to control the show so he can be Mahomes. And Mahomes is Mahomes when he just can escape or get an extra half second and make that brilliant play. Keeping Trey Smith keeps an extra half second for Mahomes.
Right. The big part with me here is, as you just said, it's not a sexy move. It is one that is necessary. I think that a lot of fans do kind of like, you get that feeling from fans where they want the big spend on a receiver. And one could argue that the Chiefs receiver room has been good, but it lacks the big names. Xavier Worthy was great last year, but could they have tried to have been aggressive? Could the money in an already tight cap situation have gone towards more weapons? Prioritizing the offensive line is the biggest need. And I've said this after they drafted Simmons, who is probably going to take a little bit of time to get into the lineup, that this offensive line by the end of the season, maybe not the middle of the season, there's going to be a feeling out period, will return to that normal level of expectation of dominance that we've seen from Chiefs offensive lines.
It's a really good litmus test to see if you got dumb fans or not on your team, because Cowboys fans weren't upset when Zach Martin was signed for big money. I know Atlanta fans are not upset that their guards get paid. Holy Chris Lindstrom, Jesus. But like, what? Skins fans, when Brandon Scherff was there getting paid, hated it. They called in, why are we paying this guy? Who do you want? You want Wes Schweitzer to come in and play right guard and be the starter? Can't do it. Can't do it whatsoever. And the Chiefs have been sneaky good in the trenches since having Mahomes. And that comes with having a good defensive line, making their offensive line better. And I think Chris Jones has made Trey Smith. You battle that guy every single day, every camp, learn against him. You could be an all-pro guard. Having those types of dudes, and I think it's super symbiotic in Philly also. That offensive line, defensive line, making themselves better. Best thing you could do for your football team is help out the trenches. And if you find a guy, you get lucky, you strike gold, keep that guy because they'll play forever.
All right, moving to a more sexy position. Jets, we're feeling very, very friendly this week, dishing out big contracts. Sauce Gardner is now the highest paid cornerback in the NFL per average salary. 4 years, $120.4 million is his deal. It is enormous. But the question we now have to ask ourselves, is he worthy of being paid as the best corner in the NFL? Does he deserve to be the highest paid over Derek Stingley, who just got a massive contract? My answer to that question is yes. He has been prolific for this Jets team. Most importantly, a Jets franchise that has been terrible at retaining its young and promising talent. Two-time All-Pro, and he is the first corner to be named first-team All-Pro in each of his first two seasons. He is on a track to be an elite player for his entire career. Having a guy like this be the backbone of your defense and keeping him around 1,000% deserves it.
He's phenomenal. The one of the few bright spots of NFL Twitter, if you're in that cesspool as a fan, listener, whatever, or a tweeter, is when somebody gets paid and the consensus is that they deserved it. A lot of their best plays go on tape and they go on Twitter, and you get posts like, "This is why you earned it." Watching Sauce Gardner, the stuff that he did, the range that he has, his recovery ability, his length, it's all warranted. It all warrants the money. You don't see Sauce Gardner just go out there and get embarrassed. You don't see him throwing temper tantrums on the sidelines if a receiver has a good day against him, which is rare. Rare that they have a good day against him and rare that a cornerback isn't throwing tantrums. He's got it all. He's a total package, and watching his climb from Cincinnati to the NFL, You're watching that crazy ass Cincinnati team, and everyone's telling you they got NFL talent on the defense. Everyone's saying, look at this Gardner guy. You're like, oh man, it's Cincinnati though, and they're running into the playoff. He's been phenomenal. He deserves it, and he's been an undramatic piece for the Jets that they can continue with in the young core. That's so important for how bad the Jets are typically run.
Do you believe that he's been hooking up with Ice Spice?
Hope so. He's got the juice. He's got it.
What do you mean you hope so?
I'm hoping that we get a real celebrity couple and not this fake-ass Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift nonsense.
We almost had the Sofia Vergara, Tom Brady. Oh, wait, what do you think of Clay and Megan Thee Stallion? I will get back. Just quick thought.
Happy for Clay.
That man must be hanging. All right, well, let's get back to football.
Good life. It's a good life. You think he's pulling it? No,
I mean,
I'm not going to bring
people have been showing up all of his past flings that he's had, and the long list of beautiful women, notable women that he has been involved with is insane.
Well, he's starting to build out a little bit of a Jeter roster here.
Yeah,
and that Megan Thee Stallion is a good shortstop position. That is a good. Whoa, here's the all-star.
All right. To get back on track, Sauce Gardner though, he does everything right. I don't want to hear anybody try to say, "Oh, great for him for getting the good contract, but he doesn't deserve to be the highest paid. It should be Stingley or it should be somebody else." That is complete nonsense. He has been one of the most dominant corners in this stretch on a team that has been inconsistent and also, for the most part, awful while he's been there. He's been one of the few good players on this team. This is one of those negotiations, and the same for Garrett Wilson, which we're going to talk about in a second, where there was no rumor of they're figuring it out or they're talking it out. And you start to kind of get that slow little oh, they're going to get this worked out. No, bam, news, he signed.
Good.
Right as soon as he became eligible after his third year in the league, he signed the massive extension. This is the smart thing to do with a new front office and head coach. Bringing in a complete fresh start, immediately identify, here are the key players. We need to make sure that they are extremely happy. Because if the key faces, Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner, are happy, it means that the rest of the roster will rally around them and everybody will work together. You need those two guys to advocate for the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Instead of creating unnecessary, stupid tension by nickeling and diming dudes. Spend the damn money and get the results.
It's what Denver did last year. Somebody pointed out Denver paid Pat Surtain the most that a defensive back has ever been paid ever. And now this year he's out of the top 5 for defensive players paid. It's worth it. If you have a guy, just pay him. It's the smart move. I'm baffled when you have all pro caliber guys and you're just waiting. We're going to wait. We're going to wait on this guy. We're going to give him another year. Why? It's only going to get more expensive. And maybe you're making a ton of money with the NFL still growing, but eventually you hit that jam. And these dumb GMs and front offices that think that everything's going to keep going according to plan as it should be, it never does. And they get caught up. And then that's how teams fall apart because they don't take it. They're not proactive. They're reactive, Joe.
The current scale, by the way, in terms of where he sits, obviously he's number 1. Derek Stingley's making 30. J.C. Horn is making 25. Pat Surtain is making, Jalen Ramsey's making 24-1. Pat Surtain's making 24. A.J. Terrell's making 20. Denzel Ward's making 20. And then Marlon Humphrey's making 19.5. So there's kind of this rapid increase. Kind of sucks for the Jets that this Derek Stingley number is out there and into the void that okay, we have to top this now. We can't. And I'm sure that Sauce's representation tried to slow this thing down in order for one of these guys to set up the other.
Yeah, but in a couple of years, what is Devin Witherspoon's going to be? Is he going to be in the 35? Are you going to be sitting here thinking, and he's not going to be the best corner in 2 years in the league, but if it keeps on moving, the best corner keeps on getting paid up and up. I wouldn't be surprised if Sauce is out of the top 5 in the next 2 years.
That's a really good. I'm not going to wait. I was almost started typing in things, and it would have taken us down a rabbit hole. I'm not going to allow us because you almost started one. Because I was trying to think who would be worth. I think that Witherspoon. I feel is going to get
the Bears got a guy
closer to Denzel Ward money, which is $20 million per year. He'd probably do more than that.
I think you're
I'm not saying that
definitely
he's not worthy of getting a big contract, but there's just
you're definitely closer.
General possibility.
Jalen Johnson's going to get paid big money for the Bears. Their corner. He had a big year last year. He's going to have a huge year this year.
All right, let's move on to the other Jets player who got a massive contract this week. Garrett Wilson, 4-year, $130 million contract, more than Sauce, $90 million guaranteed. And we have to ask the same question. Is he worth this much money? $32.5 million is the fifth now among active NFL wide receivers. I'll read that list in a second where he stands. I think that another situation, clear-cut answer, yes. Think about the history of receivers for the New York Jets in the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
How many decent guys, just decent, consistent receivers that have strung together back-to-back good seasons for the Jets can you think of? This offense for this Jets franchise has been an anchor, and not a good way. It has sunk. It has completely stuck them in place because they can't produce on offense. And you finally have a guy that's stringing together 1,000-yard seasons. Pay the man, damn it. And I'm surprised that he didn't garner more money than this. And we're going to look at where he stands again amongst the other guys in the NFL. He is the first Jets receiver to record 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons since George Sauer, and he is one of 5 players, definitely mispronounced that by the way, one of 5 players in NFL history to surpass 1,000 yards and 80 receptions in each of his first 5 seasons. So he is on a historical track. He is one of the best receivers in the league. This is, again, a no-brainer.
Here's why it's worth it for me. Garrett Wilson, I didn't even know this. He hasn't missed a game with the Jets. How crazy is that? This
Terry McLaurin-esque.
Dude, this deep in your career, you're not missing games as a wide receiver on a hideous team playing in awful conditions in New Jersey late in seasons where nothing matters.
What was the New Jersey shot for?
Open stadium in the Meadow.
You're talking about the field.
Yeah, I'm saying he's had every
shitting on this wonderful, beautiful state that you know.
I'm sure. Have more lantern bugs, New Jersey. That's fun for me. Have more shuttles that look at you in your eye while you're walking up to it, and then drive off and make you walk home 20 minutes in 90 degrees heat. I'm done with the shuttle.
All right, get back on track here.
Garrett Wilson being able to go out, suit up every single game in his Jets career for bad team after bad team and put up these numbers. 7 different quarterbacks have thrown him the ball. Holy hell, pay that guy. What a gem the Jets have found. How many historically, I would figure Jets receivers putting up these numbers after 2 years are out, are saying, I am done. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
You have lied to me, because I have to assume at this point, everything that they've told him has at least turned out to be a lie. Nothing's come to fruition. You give it all. You produce big plays, big numbers, star on the offense. It's completely turned me around on Garrett Wilson, knowing how consistent he is. That's a gritty player. That's a guy that you can count on. He's dependable, manageable, coachable.
I do think that you brought up the good angle there where receiver it's naturally a position where guys get really impatient and frustrated, and they start to expect things to get fixed and resolved and improved around them, and all these things that, like, if they're not getting the ball enough, if they're not getting targeted enough, if the offense isn't performing enough, that they get pissed off and they want out. It is the only position in the NFL where, like, once a week there's drama, and then every time contract situations come up, there's trades demanded and whatnot. Garrett Wilson arguably has had the worst quarterback situations to battle through. I don't want to hear anyone rationalizing him having Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback for one season. He's had Zach Wilson. He had Aaron Rodgers with a bum Achilles. He's had to go through all these.
Joe Flacco. I think he had Trevor Siemian for a little bit. Mike White.
Like all of these different nobodies thrown in the football, and he's remained productive and also not complained. He's probably one of the least complaining receivers in the NFL. The guy has been an upstanding individual. Another player that there should never be any debate. This is where he stands, though. Jamar Chase is making 40.25. Justin Jefferson's making 35. CD's making 34. DK's making 32.9. And A.J. Brown is making 32. So he is right below DK. And I actually would argue, I think that he should be making more than DK.
DK's also been a sneaky model of consistency, though. When he's on the field, he's an impact player.
I feel like he has had better and more reliable quarterbacks, and he's had better secondary receivers.
I think they nailed it. I think that since the Jets haven't had much success, and Garrett Wilson, while being great, hasn't had the Jamar Chase effect or the Justin Jefferson effect where everyone has to watch every single play that he's on. And he's a great receiver. I think great receivers get paid in that $32 million range yearly right now. That's fine with me. I'm not putting him as a top 3 receiver in the game. But I think it's a fair amount for him to be paid yearly. And one that I wouldn't say like, oh, you're paying this much for Garrett Wilson. You should be. He's earned it. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to cry about him needing more or getting too much. They actually, it's a Earth 2 version of the New York Jets this offseason.
I know.
They're making really good decisions.
Yeah, they're signing guys expeditiously.
They got a head coach that I like. They're making it work.
A normal head coach too. Yeah, it's shocking.
And you got the quarterback who is just could be just a quiet killer. Love it. I like what the Jets are doing, and that is something that I don't think escapes my mouth very often. And nor should it have ever escaped my mouth.
Not a lot of things escape your mouth.
That is true.
All right, let's talk about
that's a real jab.
Other
jab. That was quick.
They can be interpreted in a couple of ways.
I'll give it to you.
Let the audience have some fun with that one.
I'm sure they will.
All right. Other Ohio State receiver who did not get his contract that he was looking for, Terry McLaurin. He is upset justifiably. He is getting completely screwed over, and here's why. He shared this week, he spoke to the media during a commercial shoot. Man, the media is showing up to anything. They'll meet you in the bathroom if you announce that you're going to be there to do media availability. They'll meet you at the deli counter. You just got to tell them that you're doing media availability. They will be there.
I don't even think you need to say that. You could just tell them where you are. They'll do it at golf tournaments, charities, anywhere that you are. There could be someone with a microphone.
All right, so there's a couple of I couldn't pick one quote to read here. There's a bit I want to read through here that he said, and I think all of this is justified. He said, I want to be here. I want to make that abundantly clear. He has pointed out, though, the negotiations have not taken place over the past month. No negotiations have happened. The Commanders have not commented on the negotiations other than Adam Peters stressing in the offseason that they wanted to extend the deal. This is another part of the quote from McLaurin. It's obviously the compensation, but it's kind of like the confusion. All year, you feel like you're part of something. You earned the right to be captain. When you have that type of production, when you know how people value you and see you have told you to your face, and then you see how it's progressing until this point, that's very disappointing. I'm just trying to get some clarity. Shoot it to me straight. He said that they're at no point. He said they're not at a point of no return, but later said, I guess you can say there is a point of no return. I don't think it's at that now, but time is kind of ticking. A little bit of a wonky way that he worded a lot of those things. But McLaurin has just straight up given us the reason. This rarely happens. There's usually so many back channels that we have to go through to be like, well, doesn't feel great about this. He just straight up said, the amount of money that they're offering me is disrespectful to my value. And we have talked about, and he even talked about how he has stuck through the many years of that team being ass
real bad.
And now they're good. And he was a key part of their success this last year. And now you don't want to pay him just because he's 30. He also pointed out how 30 does not define him and that he's a guy that doesn't have as much tread on his tires. He's never missed time. He's been super available. I don't know what to make of this. Why are the Commanders, who looked like they were so progressive under new ownership and leadership, now going backward?
It is dicking around at its best. It feels like they're just on summer break, and when they get back, they'll just ink the deal with Terry. That's what it feels like to me. Now, there's JP Finley posted that Terry McLaurin was in the building at Eastern Motors, which is the local.
Have you been there?
No, I haven't been to Eastern Motors. Your job, your credit. But it's the car dealership for the corny TV athlete commercials.
Oh, okay.
Like that's the DC one. Him being in an Eastern Motors jersey that's a really good sign because you're still kind of with the community. Well, he wasn't with the media day photo shoot that Washington had for their throwback jerseys that they're going to pull out. But him being at Eastern Motors is good. So I'm still holding on hope that he will sign with Washington. But they are doing old, bad Dan Snyder stuff right now when this should be Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, new crew, paying the guys that paid their dues. You take care of your guys. Please, dear God, take care of your guys. Dan Snyder hated doing that. He never wanted to take care of his guys. You have somebody that put in his time. I'm not going to go on the same old rant again. It is confusing for a team that should be trending upwards. It feels like what Houston is doing, where they have a bombshell quarterback that's going to go on, make big moves, and they're making confusing decisions that could impair him. Washington doesn't really have a super dynamic wide receiver too. Say what you want about Deebo Samuel now, but it's not Deebo when he's wearing 19, breaking a bunch of tackles. He'll be there. He'll be on the field, but Jaden Daniels needs Terry McLaurin as bad as the fans need him. It is a true safety blanket wide receiver one. You can't take that away from your soon-to-be all-pro quarterback.
That ultimately, like the impact of having him ultimately is like the biggest part we've talked about time and time again of like, just figure this out. But I also feel like he's been a player who has earned the right. There's just, even if you're fearful that he's going to take a step back, which I don't think that he will, and even if he does, it would be at the end of his, 4-year extension that you would give him, whatever it ends up being. When you ever have a player in your franchise that has been a positive representative and he is getting towards the end of his career, you do give him that respectable second contract as a sign of like, you've been through this, you've been a part of the franchise. Like we see teams do that all the time. You need to treat these guys that when they're like 29, 30, you need to treat them right as a way to be a franchise that other outside individuals want to be a part of. Like you need to do that due diligence, and they're failing to do that. I don't know what a comparable salary is to bring up with this, because I can't think of someone who signed a contract after they were 30 recently, because most of these guys that did signed it a couple of years ago. So there's not really like a good example, but we have said if he were to get a deal, it would probably need to be in the T. Higgins, Jalen Waddle conversation, which is 28-27.
I could see that. I'd still put him in the 30s. I'd put him at 30. If that's the minimum.
That's what Tyreek's making at 31 years old.
If he's just looking for 30 and to hit that number, that's super fair. You don't need to go and max him out in the 37 range, 38 range. You don't need that, but just hit his quota, because Washington forever had good players that they let walk or they had disagreements with, and they would go to new teams and they would ball out. Rocky McIntosh is a guy that I remember who the week after Washington let him go, blocked 2 punts for the Raiders. And it's just like new scenery works better. I'm not in the hellhole anymore. Terry McLaurin has every reason to badmouth the Commanders, and every reason, if he gets paid, to not do so. The worst thing possible for Washington is to not make this work, see Terry thriving on another team, and then him talking up that other team, which would then sink the morale in Washington, because he was a leader, a captain, everything that you want. And what you don't want is for these guys to see a headline of Terry saying, it's just better. I just feel better. I feel new. I feel fresh. Love this team. Love the direction. All the kind of player speak that will start leaking into that Washington locker room, start dissolving it like a parasite. Avoid that stuff.
Yeah, you don't want him talking like Julio when he was on the Titans. You don't want to.
No, you don't.
Oh, it was cool. I don't know. That was like a side comment. Was he actually?
Well, Julio, even when he was getting called illegally on air by Shannon Sharp, which super not right move, which hurt me a lot. But the way he was discussing Atlanta was not great. He didn't like. You don't want your stars having fallout with the team that made them.
Yes.
It's a bad decision.
All right, we have to talk about our favorite team that we talk about so often. The Bengals are now in trouble once again with Shemar Stewart, and you will not believe what the current option is for their first-round pick. There is a chance, and this was reported by Bud Elliott of the Cover 3 podcast. We talked about potential outcomes here for like what could happen. Pro Football Talk did a good job of outlining what his options are, and apparently Shemar Stewart could be taking one of those options. He has reportedly been working out with the Texas A&M football team this summer. So he showed up for summer workouts. Just showed up, rejoined the boys. He's been working out, getting a lift in, been out there. And this is a quote from the Cover 3 podcast from Bud Elliott. A guy who has had some good Texas A&M stuff in the past, he hit me. He's like, hey, Shemar might end up back here. He's been at College Station. He's been fully involved in workouts. Not in the weight room, involved. That's the key word there, involved. He could try to come back and play again this season and go into the draft again next year. So apparently the whole logic behind this, you could sue your way into playing because everybody's been suing any decision. Yeah, the NCAA has no control when it comes to silly little things like this. It'd be very likely that if it got moved along quickly, if they file a lawsuit now, that he could go play. The only thing that apparently is if he does go back and get this waiver and he plays the season at Texas A&M, apparently the Bengals do still retain his draft rights. The only way that he would be able to keep the ability to get redrafted is if he sat out completely. That was per one of the articles that I read. I don't know if that's 100%, but I'm very intrigued by this. This would be really silly with the prospect who was deemed the high ceiling project that was super gifted. You're watching him on Saturdays hit his potential, racking up sacks because he worked out with his teammates during the summer and he's smoking SEC offensive linemen because he had all this time to prepare and get booked up for the NFL. Mm-hmm. And now he's using all that on college-aged linemen. And you're watching him go from 4 sacks to like 12, 13. And you're just sitting there on Sundays going, we just gave up 400 yards of offense through the air again. Yeah. This guy was in the building. He was in the building and we let him, he left. That would be, and I'm so rooting for this to happen, the biggest middle finger possible. I need this like a hole in the head.
All the know-it-alls are sitting here on chiming in saying, oh, well, a lot of players go back and work out at their alma mater.
Not like this.
I don't think it's like this. I don't think it's like this at all. I think it's definitely an option for him to weigh where I'm kind of in the building already. My phone, or you're not calling me.
Well,
these guys are showing me love. It also would give us a great little look at the time-old argument of could the best SEC team beat the worst Cleveland Browns team. You're going to see a guy who got NFL ready that was a year out, and you're going to see the jump. You're going to see the difference between that grown man NFL preparedness compared to college training program. Don't really know exactly what I'm doing. Haven't been able to isolate all of my functions, all of my motion, all of my lifts, and then really get into it. So there's a lot of meat on this bone that I hope that we get to bite out of.
Well, and the biggest thing with this is that his foot is fully in this door. Like he's already walked out of the Bengals door and his foot is, I'm a big dummy for the way I'm describing this, but he couldn't be more invested into possibly taking this track of playing for Texas A&M this season. He showed up and he is practicing. And I'm sure that the conversation with his agent was, or not practicing, he's working out, was if you join workouts, you're putting the time in that in case you were to go back and play in college this season, you would have done and spent the time necessary to be conditioned and ready to go with that team. Notice how you're not hearing about him on vacation with a teammate or out working out with Bengals teammates. He's not training with BJ Hill right now. He's not doing that. You're not hearing it like, oh, well, in the meantime, he's working out with BJ Hill. No, he is quite literally. Actually, he also has a former teammate that's on the Bengals roster. This is going to bug the crap out of me. So, like, he's got guys that he could be training with right now that aren't at Texas A&M, that aren't doing all this. The former teammate, McKinley Jackson, Texas A&M defensive tackle, could be working out with McKinley Jackson right now. McKinley Jackson's not at A&M,
right,
doing these workouts. This was clearly very deliberate of show up, go through the workouts. We're going to handle everything on our end. If the contract gets settled, which this is the clear way of signaling like he's got options, we can get this to happen. It gets settled. You show up for an NFL training camp next week. If it doesn't, you're showing up at A&M camp the next week.
I'm going to make a movie reference that you might get here. And this is going to be a rare one. The Bengals are currently John Cusack in High Fidelity. They're Rob Gordon watching Laura go up to the apartment to hang out with Ian. She's got options. Shemar Stewart is Laura here. You got it. The Bengals have to do everything. I don't remember this
movie enough to understand these references.
The Bengals have to do everything that they can do to win her back. You're in the you still have ties. You still have some type of bond, like Cusack and Laura had a
He's
phone
out there
connection.
dancing on other dudes in the club.
He is out there dancing on other dudes in the club right now.
That's what's happening.
But you need to get him back in the record shop, and you guys start the record company together. It's what you need. It's what they need to do, and they're not doing it. And it's just
but in all seriousness, so that's quite literally what this is. It's like they're going through a break, and then you find out somebody, your buddy gets sent a video that he then sends to you of, your girlfriend that you're on a break with out dancing with dudes at the club. That's what this is. He's out there dancing with everybody.
Meltdown mode.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do now? Are you going to crash out and drive to the club?
They're going to crash out.
Of course they're going to crash out.
No. It wouldn't be driving to the club. It would be immediately going and cheating or just immediately shutting it down and ending the relationship.
I don't think the Bengals have the power here to go out and cheat. I don't think if the Bengals were to go out and cheat, I don't think that hurts Shemar Stewart, because Shemar Stewart's looking at this situation saying, well, if they're going to go do all of that based off of my minimal actions that were caused of their fault, then I want no business with them. This only sours. It only sours from here. The longer this prolongs, pull the tooth right out. As soon as you start getting tooth pain, go to the dentist, yank it out. It's going to cost you money. It's going to kind of suck that you got to go to the dentist as an adult, but get it removed, get it filled, root canal, whatever. Because the last thing you want to do is be walking around with a rotted tooth in your mouth all day, pretending like you don't have one. So just get it done. That's all the Bengals need to do. I love Shemar Stewart. I'm literally becoming the biggest Shemar Stewart fan ever because of this nonsense.
Free him. All right, we got to get to the hack bag. Do we have any questions or voicemails?
Yeah, we got a hack bag today, pal.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we got some hack bagging.
All right, 201-834-4308. Call in, leave us a voicemail. What do we got?
The mail never stops.
This is the hack bag. Hit us on Twitter for questions or call at 201-834-4308.
You want to start with
something?
Do you want to start with the foul, or do you want to start with the not foul?
Oh, are they both voicemails again?
Well, we got two. We got some voicemails here. Foul category to start or foul category to end?
Foul to end. Foul to end. Foul to end.
All right. Let's check in on the D-man.
Hello, gentlemen. It's the D-Man from X, the Everything app. I just finished the July 13th episode. It was fantastic. Real quick, off-rip, top 5 fruits: watermelon, blueberry, apple, lime, papaya. Done. Second,
try hard
I
answer.
know you guys like to travel around and see shitty football games.
Thanks.
I would like to personally invite you all to come to the Courage Bowl. That's October 4th. That is SUNY Brockport visiting, being hosted by the St. John Fisher Cardinals to support Camp Happy Days or Happy Camp Days or Camp Good Days, whatever it is. Come,
what is that?
I will take you guys out. We will go eat chicken wings. Sean, if Rochester is known for one thing, it's big, beautiful, country-fed women. And they are right up your alley, pal.
There we go.
So, yeah.
D-Man knows how to sell you.
Come to the Courage Bowl.
I think
Thanks,
I might
D-Man.
that was the non-foul one.
I forgot how foul he was being throughout, and I forgot the comments.
Well, it wasn't foul. I thought it was quite friendly. It is a 5-hour drive to Rochester. I didn't realize how far that was. I'd be willing to consider it. I like the open invitation from listeners to go to things.
I'd like to hear about all the crazy ass football you got going around near you. You know, if you're a listener and you have, what was this? The Pride Bowl? What do you Courage Bowl. The Courage Bowl. I not in that. Yeah, but synonym. Not. All right. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I would go. I wonder if there's like flights to Rochester. We couldn't knock out a 5-hour drive in the middle of the football season. We have toyed with the idea of we're in the very early years of this show doing well and growing and whatnot. And one of the things that I really would love to do is if we were full time with just me doing Rufino and Joe and just Hack City And if Sean had something else that was content creation and not producing, like if our whole lives were just those endeavors, where we weren't spread across multiple areas that had time,
constraints,
right,
jobs,
right. Well, yes, yeah. That's the easy way of putting it. The way of putting it, the normal way of putting it. There is a world though where I want to do that, like where I want to go like once a month or 2 times a month. We go to a very unique random football game. I like the idea of this.
I always feel great after seeing a new football game. I like leaving Montana. I felt great. Even leaving Campbell, I was like, I kind of checked out a new little pocket. And baseball's fine. Everyone does the baseball. Go see every single stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing the crazy ass football fans. I like seeing it. There was something that warmed my heart about seeing Bowling Green fans in 40-degree freezing rain sticking it out for Bowling Green football. That's something to me. I don't know exactly what that is, but the Courage Bowl, I'm sure, has people like that up in Rochester, New York, who just want to get out, regular folk, go out and watch the football teams play football. And I think that is the closest thing to Americana that we have. So, D-Man, as much as I want to trash you for, I guess, calling my shot about going up there and porking a fatty, that's your thing. But I think it was a fine suggestion.
So this is making sense, though. That was why he saw Davy Sean Bartucci, Davy Allen, whatever the hell his stupid stage name is. I wish Davy Sean Bartucci too long to do? He's from upstate New York.
Is that his last name? I forgot about he's a hyphenated guy, right?
Yeah, long, stupid name. It's only an hour flight. It's only 100.
You can be so mean when you want to.
God. I see. Sometimes I wonder if I should start being more mean. Because I feel like I get told by so many people that I'm so nice. Like, oh, you're the nicest person. Like I'm really not.
When people are interacting like with the both of us, they think that you're the nice one. That's the
crazy
thing.
I'm not. I'm a real bad person.
You're by far the meaner one. When you want to stick your claws in.
I'm a much worse person than you.
God. Bad dude,
you
man.
You have a lot of problems with yourself too. We can.
What is it? You see, that's mean again. That was unnecessarily pointed out. I'm sure. You pocket watching your problem watching?
Yeah. I'd start first with you being fat.
That's a good starting point.
It's $157 in an hour flight to Rochester. So this could be in and out doable. Fly.
Is there an Acela up there or an Excella? Can we get on a train?
Why would we do that? We could get
to travel up through the nice country, New York upstate countryside.
We could get
stop in Albany.
An Acela would be so much more money than $157. It would be like $300. We could sit in the back of the plane, have some cocktails, and at 11 o'clock on a Friday, and then we could get back on, if we flew that one.
Let me break some news to you real quick.
We could fly back at 6 a.m. on Sunday, and we'd be back by 7:25 a.m. on Sunday.
I am of the size where on a plane, I don't do cocktails. I can't sit here with a little cocktail cup jammed in. That was nice. Can I? And in my consumption, it's like a little shooter.
We'll do the shooters.
Well, then she's leaving already. I need about 3 or 4 if I'm going to make it worth it on a flight.
Buy them in the little. If you
buy, you're not allowed to open personal alcohol on the plane.
What are they going to do? You're the biggest dude on the plane.
Put me on the no-fly list. If I get put on the no-fly list,
tell them to stop you.
You want to know when my career ends?
Take the plane down.
My career ends when I enter the no-fly list, and that's when I just die. Being able to be restricted like that, death sentence.
I feel like if you do get put on it, it's going to be because you blow up a bathroom.
With the fecal matter blow up the bathroom. Yes, that would be. We had to land the plane.
You think that TSA is listening to the podcast? You had to provide that clarification.
I would like to have that clarification on the record in case we had to pull a transcript. I don't know. Did I have a bad one on the?
Have you ever pooped on a plane? Could you fit in a plane bathroom?
I have before, yeah.
How do you fit?
I
barely fit.
It's on the double-decker planes with the bathroom on the bottom. There's enough space in those restrooms. Like when I first flew to Italy a couple years ago, I was able to get it done down there. Okay. But I'm not doing that on flights. Here's one thing that is embarrassing on a flight that I've done. I've farted and woken myself up on it out of the nap. And it's really bad because I really try hard not to be I'm already the big ogre on the plane. No one's happy sitting next to me.
Sure.
The last thing I want to be is the stinky ass doo-doo butt ogre that's farting throughout the whole plane.
And then waking himself up with the fart.
And because I can't even really sleep that heavily on a plane. So it went like this. I got my AirPods in, listen to Allman Brothers. And I'm like, oh, that was, and I felt, I'm like, damn it. That was audible.
Have you ever had diarrhea on a plane? That's not fun.
Yeah.
I've done that. I had that once when I and one of my few trips which we've talked about, Orlando trips, where like we would burn it down. A lot of things that we can't repeat that happened when we were in Orlando with the
Orlando Knights,
with the specialists across the country. You're not sleeping a lot and you're drinking the whole time. So I didn't exactly have a very good diet. And I got on the plane and I just multiple trips. Diarrhea on an airplane is not fun.
I tell you what, the diarrhea in the Newark airport has been solid. I've enjoyed using the Newark airport bathrooms. Not gonna lie, they're always they're always clean. They're always empty, and it's good. It's good.
All right. What's the next voicemail? So we only have 2 voicemails.
Well, we got a part 1 and 2 again from
the same guy.
I think so.
Rack.
We're just having I'm not gonna call him Rack.
It's clearly he hasn't said anything on Twitter.
He has not announced himself.
So that means it's him.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
John, I love the sideburns talk, but you got to know that every good Idaho redneck calls them thigh ticklers, man. So keep rocking those thigh ticklers.
You were right.
Get the lingo right. We'll talk to you later.
That was it.
Thigh ticklers is what I should be calling. I actually took them down a little bit last night. Are they any better today?
No, they look just as bad.
How do they look just as bad?
They look just as bad.
They were like curling out.
So next time that you're out and about with one of your ladies on your roster, you need to ask them if they've ever heard of the phrase
of the thigh tickler.
Yeah.
Oh well,
or ask if they're tickling your thighs.
You weren't left alone here in this voicemail. Oh, don't worry. Part 2.
All right, one more thing. I need to plan these calls better.
Please.
All right, Joe.
No. I kind of like
to
that you're not
some
playing.
sideburns too, so that girl's mom will like you. Maybe you can tell her you want to look like Burt Reynolds or some shit. Start driving around a Trans Am like a real man. So take it easy.
You want to look like Burt Reynolds or some shit?
I don't. Well, I can't grow a mustache, so I don't know how that's gonna work.
Are you really stashless? You can't get
I can't get a good stash. I'd look like a pervert. I can't. Why would having sideburns
be awesome?
Make my girlfriend's mom like me.
Just start wearing thick wool sweaters and have sideburns. You could look Ivy League.
I would look.
You could look real Ivy League, like a little leather patch on the elbows too. Oh, you're playing ball here. Pull up in a El Camino or some shit. What do you say, Trans Am? Yeah, you got it.
I'm against that.
Well, get a muscle car. How about you trade in your car, get a muscle car?
What would you define as? I can't afford that. What would you consider a muscle car?
I think you could get a trashy muscle car like a Trans Am and have a really good time. Get an old school Camaro.
I barely drive.
Yeah.
I also drive too angrily to be driving a car like that.
Do you know?
I have the right car for the way that I drive.
Do you know how expensive it would be to get angry in that car, hit a pothole, and the engine falls out? So here's the old school. I love the idea of getting an old school car, but I have to be living somewhere where it's all flat. It's like I got to be in the middle of the country to be driving an old school. The East Coast roads, can't do it. Everything's breaking down on you the whole time.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing.
Let's do sideburns for the football season. I'm looking for another. I think I might grow the hair out, but let's go. What
if we do a bush bet?
Oh, you want to do bush bet
instead of beard bet?
I'll do a bush bet with you. So how does it?
I don't know how to track that.
How does it close though? Do we measure? Do we find the longest hair at the end of it and see who won?
No,
or who had the most disgusting bush?
No. The bush bet is like what we do with the beard bet.
Yeah,
during the football season where it was contingent on the outcome of a mid-season game. So we can't shave our bush until that game, and then the loser has to go. It has to be much longer. It has to be until the end of 2026.
Do you know would you describe what I had? A roster? Do you know how unpleasant the roster that would be received by the roster?
Women like body hair.
Joe, it's not like after a couple months.
I think you're over assuming how much hair you could actually.
It's not about
thinking about because I've been well kept.
Hey, here's the thing. We got
I'm thinking about the times I have not been. It is disgusting.
There's a little line of demarcation here of when things start blending in, and I'd prefer if that didn't happen.
I kind of want
My-
to make this happen, but I'm
Dude.
also incredibly fearful of the results.
My hair grows fast, man.
Mine does too. Because like I legitimately, I can't think of the last time I've just like forgotten to, and like for a month. And I can think back to like one time where it was like a month and a half, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
What if could we do a week 1 and let it grow out till the end of the football season? Like, doesn't Clemson have a big humdinger?
It has to be shameful.
Yeah. But then we would have a full football season of one person having to grow it out.
We have to. No. It would need to be start week one. Or no, not start week 1. Or yeah, we would start. You get to shave on the night before week 1, and then it starts week 1, and then week 0, and then we pick a game in week 6. And then we bet on that game, and then we would place the bet the week of. We can't place the bet in the beginning of the season. Like we need to know the stipulations. Maybe it's not even on one game. Maybe the better way to do it is that like we have one lock of the week.
Where we really feel it, we just call it. This is the Bush bet.
Yeah, this is the.
I'll do a Bush bet with you.
All right, let's think on it.
All right, we could think.
All right, 201-834-4308. Call in with your questions. Anything else?
That's it on our end.
All right, Thursday. Goodbye.